But make no mistake, if any object presents a threat to the safety and security of the American people, I will take it down.
Tough-talking President Biden finally addressing the American public on what the hell is going on in our skies. He tried to clear things up, but in true Biden fashion, only made them worse. The White House started the week floating the idea the Pentagon may have shot down UFOs or aliens, but now it could just be junk from private companies.
We don't yet know exactly what these three objects were. But nothing right now suggests they were related to China's spy balloon program or that they were surveillance vehicles from any other country. The intelligence community's current assessment is that these three objects were most likely balloons tied to private companies. I want to be clear. We don't have any evidence that there has been a sudden increase in the number of objects in the sky. We're now just seeing more of them.
But it could be more ridiculous than that. A hobby club in Illinois thinks that one of its small balloons is, quote, missing in action, and they're worried Biden shot it down. If true, that means we just wasted $400,000 to take out a $12 balloon. And earlier this week, the geniuses at the White House suggested they were used to car lot balloons. And after reacting incredibly slowly, the president pretended that he's been on top of the situation since the beginning.
When I came into office, I instructed our intelligence community to take a broad look at the phenomenon of unidentified aerial objects.
Okay, the president made it clear today in his presser, 3 weeks after they say they knew that that spy craft flew over the Aleutians, that the three balloons are innocuous. They're either recreational or they may be testing the weather, and they shoot them down to the tune of $1.2 million. The one that they knew was a Chinese spy craft, they allowed it to kind of hover over our sensitive missile sites, and they didn't shoot it down until after it did its mission. So what is our policy? If we don't know what it is, we shoot it down. And if we know it's China, we let it do its work and then shoot it down.
Right. So if you're a hobbyist, you better watch out. But if you're China spying on us, you can go all the way to South Carolina. This is the Bottleneck Balloon Brigade, Janine, out of northern Illinois. A few fathers and sons get together on the weekends, and this is what they do. They buy a $12 balloon, and when you go to a birthday party, those canisters of helium? They get a canister, and they inflate the balloon the size of maybe 2 Greg Gutfelds, and then they put a little device for tracking on it, twist it, and then they let it fly. And then they go on their phones, and then they see a little red dot, and then they follow the red dot around and see where it goes. They're literally seeing where the wind blows, Janine. But to Biden, these people are kamikazes, and he will not rest until every father-son hobby balloon outfit from northern Illinois,
Jesse.
He will not rest until they're all shot out of the sky. So he spent $400,000 on a missile to kill a $12 balloon. But if you're China, fly all you want, but he claims, Judge, that they didn't get anything. Now, how long have we been claiming the Chinese didn't see anything? Every time the Chinese do anything, we claim, whether it's Hunter, Swalwell, whether it's Diane in California, that they didn't get anything. Yet China continues to grow from all of our technology. It's just a coincidence that everything they steal winds up back in Beijing at half price. And do you believe also that Joe Biden, his first act as commander-in-chief, gathered the generals around the situation?
Oh, of course.
Gentlemen, I want our first mission to be not a single balloon will enter American airspace until we know exactly what it is. He had no idea. Joe Biden, he's not even known as a UFO guy. He's not even known as an Air Force guy. That never happened.
So you were suggesting that he was not telling the truth?
I'm suggesting whoever wrote that for him isn't telling the truth.
He could have been prescient. He could have known that this was going to happen.
It would be the first time.
Okay, so why is no one taking credit for these three balloons other than the hobby company or the club? And
the brigade.
How is it that Joe Biden is so sure, Jessica, that quote, he says that nothing suggests that those balloons are from China when we haven't even retrieved those three balloons yet? Why is he so sure?
I assume someone told him. He wasn't on the ground.
China?
No, I don't think Xi Jinping called him up and said, you've been shooting down toy balloons and don't worry, they're not ours. I assume someone who wears a uniform has told him that that's the case. And it is relieving on one hand to know that we're sure and we are tracking these spy balloons that are coming from China. It feels less relieving to look at it as that we're essentially taking them at their word, that they didn't pick up anything and that this was inadvertent. And John Tester, who's one of President Biden's biggest allies in the Senate, came out and just said that there's nothing inadvertent about anything that China does. So we really have to lose that talking point. I'm disappointed because I love the UFO alien talk, and the fact that he's ruling that out, at least seemingly, is disappointing. But I guess there are just hundreds of these floating around all the time, and we got nervous because of the Chinese spy balloon and just started shooting them all down. And that's what we're going to be doing from now on?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So they know it's not from China, but did Biden, Dana, miss an opportunity to define China to the American people and what a relationship is?
He does all the time. Like what he said today, he could have said on Monday. What's the difference? They knew. I think they knew pretty quickly. Oh boy, that wasn't a spy craft. I can't wait to see the New York Post cover tomorrow. It's going to be delicious. I have no idea what it's going to say, but I know it's going to be very good. I can't believe that Biden didn't come out and say, I was right initially. They should have listened to me. Because according to him, he said to the generals immediately when he first heard about the balloon over Alaska, I guess, shoot it down. And the generals were the ones who said, actually, no, that might be too dangerous, even though it was over vast wilderness expanses. So he usually would probably, maybe on background in the morning, we'll see somebody from the White House saying, Joe Biden was right, and too bad they didn't listen to him. The other thing is, it wasn't just $400,000. It was $800,000 for this one hobby balloon.
Oh, they missed it.
They missed.
Yeah, because they missed. It was $800,000. Plus, there's two more balloons that we don't know what those are. So
it's the evasive capabilities of the brigade.
It's $1.6 million. So all of that could have been said on Monday. Now we have a whole new task force, right? So now all these guys are going to have to get together and talk about balloons all the time. But we mentioned the cost. What about the cost of losing face around the world? This is pretty embarrassing. On Sunday, when it first was reported, a friend sent me a note saying, oh, wow, some kid's Christmas drone just got blown out of the sky. I laughed about it. It turns out that it's true. But the last thing I want to say is, so the president is late to give comments. He gets pushed into giving comments. He gives comments, and then he looks like he's going to take questions. And then he doesn't like it that it was chaotic. They were yelling. That's because they never get to ask him a question. One of the guys was asking about the Chinese relationship, and he looked like he wanted to answer that question, but there was another person over here, according to Peter Doocy, yelling more loudly about the Biden family relationship with China. Mm-hmm. And that's when the president said, oh, come on, man. And I'll come back when people can be more polite. I've read the Constitution, the First Amendment. There's nothing that says that the reporters have to be polite. It's nice when they can be polite. But when there's never an opportunity to ask the president questions, that's the kind of thing that you're going to get.
Yeah, he got heated. You know, Greg, Kamala Harris, our vice president, she says the China spy balloon situation doesn't damage our relations with China. I think that because their balloon wasn't blown up until after it did its work, that China is a protected class. And I think Kamala thinks the same.
I don't know. I think this might be the most exciting thing to ever happen to a hobby club.
It has to be.
Right? Maybe it was when Billy found a Playboy in an abandoned treehouse. But then all of a sudden you are a national story because of your homemade weather balloon, which it probably is, and which was all over Twitter. There were pictures of it. A cartoonist of all people was showing what it was. But then you have the president, and it was such a small presser, like him waddling away, grinning like a confused patient who wandered, off the rest home property, and then shaking his fist at the clouds. I'll get you, balloons! He's like a bully who got his butt kicked, so he decides to take it out on 3 smaller people on the way home. It's like the China balloon made him look like a fool, so I'm going to shoot down 3 weather balloons just to show you they're just innocent. Weather balloons, minding their own business. What kind of monster are you? I think the Hobby Lobby is behind this, by the way. You know what the thing is, though? This might be the most expensive carnival game in history.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. If the pilots land, whoever hits a balloon, they should get a big giant stuffed animal or a Glad bag filled with one goldfish and some water.
One goldfish.
Yes.
You get 2 tries.
You get 2 tries. That's right. That's right.
With a sidewinder. That's pretty
But
special.
it's a great story. I mean, it turned out to be, it's hilarious.
Thank goodness, right?
We're in an era where there's war and we're talking about balloons.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not to be a killjoy about it, and I know that I do this all the time, but you'll like my point, I think, this time. So it ended up being funny, but you don't want to forget the really serious part that a couple weeks ago there was a Chinese spy balloon.
Well, right.
That was
That's
over
the other thing.
that's the whole
Is
point.
that he can't explain the glaring contradiction, as
he
the judge
can't
was saying.
differentiate.
He can't say, oh, why didn't I do that? That's why I'm surprised he didn't say they should have listened to me.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. They should
All
have.
right.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.